In the previous video we had discussed about the triangle theory of vector addition. Now the parallelogram theory of addition of vectors. Same diagram, just transformation of one or two things. This was the triangle law. Now how to convert this into the parallelogram law? This is one end of a vector and this is one end of another vector. We bring these two ends at the same point. Now how do we do it? Either we transfer this vector here or we transfer this vector here. If we transfer this vector here, we draw one parallel line similar to this vector. This was vector A, this was vector B. We draw another line parallel to B and joined O, A, B, suppose C. So OC is parallel to AB and of the same length. Similarly, CB is parallel to OA and of the same length. Now if we call this as vector B, because this was vector B, that means this is also vector B. So this turns out to be the parallelogram law. This is the parallelogram created, so it is known as the parallelogram theory of the addition of vectors. Now the angle between the two vectors was theta here. So the corresponding angle, this is also theta. So the angle between vector A and vector B is theta, and the resultant moves in between the two, that is vector C. Same proof, we draw a perpendicular here at point D. Same proof as for triangle law. I am not repeating that proof because it is the same one. Now C was a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, and this was phi, so tan phi was b sin theta by a plus b cos theta, or rather phi is equal to tan inverse of b sin theta by a plus b cos theta. Now we start the subtraction of vectors. Till now we have studied about the addition of vectors. This is the subtraction of vectors. Now what is its use? Use is in relative cases. That means finding out relative velocities, finding out relative acceleration. We have to use this principle of subtraction of vectors. Now till now we were writing like this: a vector plus b vector is equal to c vector. That means addition of two vectors gives a resultant c. Now for subtraction of vectors we will also get a resultant, now in the form of a vector minus b vector. Suppose it's d. Now the original vectors were drawn like this: a vector. Now I should a vectors and b vector. Now this line can be written like this also. Now if we try to explain on the basis of this theory, this line can be interpreted as the resultant d drawn out of vectors a and minus b, not plus b. D is the resultant of vectors a and minus b, because this plus sign we know we write it to find the resultant of the two vectors. Now D is the resultant of a and minus b. So what is minus b? If this is plus b, this is minus b, just the reverse direction or the opposite vector of b. Now resultant of a and minus b means resultant of a and minus b. That means the resultant will be somewhat like this. So the original angle between a and b was θ. theta. Original angle between A and B was theta. So now the angle between A and minus B will be this one, or 180 minus theta. So the formula changes very little. A square plus B square plus 2AB cos of, now instead of theta we have to write it as 180 degree minus theta, because the angle between A and minus B is now 180 minus theta. And for the value of phi, if we take this as phi, now this line touches vector A, so vector A will be separated here. The rest remains like this, B sine B cos. Now the angle was 180 degree minus theta. The original angle between vector A and vector and minus B was 180 minus theta. So here we will also write 180 degree minus theta. Tan inverse of, now sine 180 minus theta means sine theta, and cos 180 minus theta means minus cos theta. In spite of writing this, we will try to remember this formula and this formula. Now we start with the change of velocity. Now if this is velocity v1, this is velocity v2, what is this? This is OAB, so OA plus AB is equal to OB. So OA is V1 and this is V2. So AB becomes V2 minus V1, or change of velocity. So AB becomes the vector related to the change of the velocity, or delta V. Now we take an example. Suppose a particle moves in a circular path. The velocity of the particle at this point is v. It acts tangentially at this point, point A. This is the center O. The particle moves for time t, and reaches a point B where the velocity remains the same, but tangentially it is also v. The angle subtended by the 2 points at the center is theta. We have to find the change in velocity. Here the magnitude of velocity has not changed. It was v here at point B, it is also v. But there will be a change in velocity because of the change of direction. So using the parallelogram theory, this is point A, suppose this is point A, we draw a vector v here, bring the point B or the end of the second vector to the same point here. This is another vector v. If this angle subtended by point A and B at the center together is theta, therefore the angle between the two vectors is also theta. Now this was the initial velocity, this one is the final velocity, v2, and this is v1. So to find the change in velocity, we have to find the final velocity minus the initial velocity. So v2 plus of minus v1, we have to reverse the direction of v1. So we reverse the direction of v1. This is minus v1. Don't forget to mark the vector sign above. Minus v1. So the resultant or the change in velocity vector, suppose this is delta v. So this is v2, this is minus v1. The resultant will be between v2 and minus v1. Suppose like this. This is delta v, or the change in velocity vector. Now if this is theta, the angle between v2 and minus v1 is now 180 degree minus theta. Same formula. So delta v will be calculated as v1 square v2 square to v1 v2 cos of 180 minus theta. The only change that will be taking place from the original formula of addition is here 180 degree minus theta, and nothing will change. Also we can find the angle made by delta v with v1 or v2 from the tan phi formula. We do not need it here. We need only the change in velocity. Now if acceleration is needed, then we have to find acceleration modulus value by t. So whenever we are asked to find the relative velocity, the simple thing that we have to keep in mind is, suppose this is velocity of a train A, this is velocity of train B, angle between them is theta. The language comes as find velocity of B with respect to A. Now whenever we face this kind of a language, velocity of B with respect to that of A, that means the observer is sitting in train A and he is observing train B move in this direction. So whenever an observer is sitting in VA, what will be the direction in which he is seeing the train to move? That is B. That is the relative velocity direction. Now whenever we face this language, B with respect to A, that means VB minus VA or VA, BA. B with respect to A. If it was A with respect to B, there would have been AB. That means VA minus VB. Here it is B with respect to A. That means VBA. That means VB minus VA. VB plus of minus VA. So the direction of VA will change. Minus VA. The resultant will be now between VB and minus VA. So the resultant will be like this. VBA. This will be VBA. So the observer sitting in train A will see the train B moving in this direction, in the direction of relative velocity. Similarly, the formula will be the same. This was angle theta. Now the vector concerned is VB and minus VA. So the angle again becomes 180 minus theta. So VA square plus VB square, VA VB cos of 180 minus theta. And whenever you are asked to find the direction, you can either find this angle or find this angle. If we find this angle, that means tan phi is equal to, again this touches VA, so VA will be separated here, sine of 180 minus theta plus cos of 180 minus theta.